Happy, terrific day. Shifa here, and you are listening and watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show on this day. Happy day. Welcome. I'm your host, Shifa, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth. That's right. We're right here giving you, shooting it to you today, that natural healing information you've been seeking. So, as always, go get that blue pen and that white paper and get ready to take copious notes, because you are about to get that natural healing transformation you've been seeking. We have some wonderful things on today. We are launching our 90-day transformation lifestyle coaching, and it is an intensive. It's a 90-day intensive for all of those of you who've been asking for something that can really up-level your life to that space of health and well-being that you really want. You know, you're feeling great like right up here, right above your head, you're feeling wonderful. But and I'm here to tell you that there's a space of health and healing and well-being that's way up here, way above your head, that's called vitality. That's when that extra energy that's always there, that's vibrant, that's always smiling and happy, that's always feeling good. And that's because your cells are feeling good. It's always about cellular health, and our 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive is all about cellular health from the space of how you make your body be, right? I know that's where it sounds crazy, right? But how do you make your body be well? That's up to you. And so this 90-day intensive is geared around that, but it's going to go way into some spaces and places that we've kind of touched on sometimes. But we're going to actually bring in two interior designers to talk to you about what your house should look like in terms of transforming it into a wellness home. It's just going to be juicy. It's just going to be juicy. So we'll get back to that in a little bit. Let's start with a reading today. And this is, I guess it's just something I should have been doing all along, but, can't live in shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's a lesson right there. Write that down. You cannot live in shoulda, woulda, coulda, but if, all that. Okay? So today's reading is from some spoken word that I actually used to do. And, people tell me that I do spoken word well. And I'm actually a writer of poetry, have a whole book of it, have never published it. And it's really about stories in our experience as we move forward toward this beingness, this lifestyle that I know to be oneness. So the name of this piece is called In the Beginning, and it goes like this. In the beginning, ancient of days, from the original, yes, in the beginning. Oneness is older than dirt, been around longer than any label in your clothes or in your shoes or sewn in your expensive purse. Oneness is the root. It's way more than just being cute. So if style is what you're looking for, oneness is the way. It's the only lifestyle never to be played out, always brand new. It's how and what you do. Oneness is a way of life that gives life, brings healing, vibrates love, and proclaims peace. It spreads truth, sheds light, destroys falsehood, and casts out darkness. Yes, oneness replaces ignorance with knowledge and wisdom. It transforms fatigue into vitality and deficiency into overflow. No more nutritional deficiency or sickness or disease. It's all transformed into health and well-being, because that's what our body really and needs to be. Oneness is a style of life, grace, and action of mercy, a confirmation of the reality of the presence of the living God at the present instant, right now here in the present tense. Since The time before time began, oneness is. Put it on. Arm, leg, arm, and head. It's a perfect fit, tailor-made just for you and me and we. Over your head, over the top of those original curls, from the divine designer of the system of worlds, sun, moon, and stars and sea. Yep, it's who we be. Yes, it's you, and yes, it's me. Oneness means we. For us, from us. For us, from the divine designer of the sun, moon, star, and sea. It really is who we be. This is a day, a lifetime of solidarity. Oneness with our Creator and divinity. Oneness with each other in love. And oneness as a nation in peace. Peace, y'all. So that's it. I'm going to be doing it more and more. And, as I speak to audiences, it begins to flow, and it's a whole production, and you really got to see it. So when you hear that I'm around and I'm speaking, or you can invite me. The number is 1-800-609-8157. I would love to come out and speak to your church or your gathering that you're having, your women's group, your children, good health and girl stuff. I can bring some of my partners with me, some of my women colleagues, and we can really put together a beautiful program that would serve you to that next level, what we call up-leveling your lifestyle. So I thank you and for receiving that. I'm excited about being able to do it. We are talking about our 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive that we are launching. Metamorphosis is what really describes this experience. Metamorphosis, that's what happens when the the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and comes out a butterfly. That whole transformation that takes place inside that chrysalis, and then you get this beautiful butterfly. That is the type of metamorphosis we're talking about with our 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive. And so, I talked about we're going to bring some interior designers in, and this is really so cool because it's really necessary, and a lot of people have been asking about controlling, indoor air and water quality. It's an environmental issue. When we talk about health and well-being as a lifestyle, we talk about in terms of oneness, the whole thing. And the word that we generally use is holistic. And so oneness takes that to the next step higher. It's another octave of wholeness because it perfectly grounded in the sacredness of our being. So as we are reaching toward this oneness, this lifestyle, this healthiness, this way of being, it's really important that we check out our house and see what's going on in there. When you walk into your home, is your living room pleasing? Is it welcoming? I know for myself, when I leave the retreat, I can't wait to get back. And it's because we designed it that way so that every space, every nook and cranny is really a little sacred space. And your home wants to be that way too. And when I say your home wants to be, because it vibrates, it is a reflection and a vibrational match to who you are, to who lives in the house. And in order to have a harmonious, balanced lifestyle, we also have to take a look at what's happening in your home. So when creating a wellness home, again, we talk about indoor air and water quality, which is huge. So we're going to go into how we do that in our 90-day intensive. Controlling air and water quality is just one part. Another issue we're going to talk about is how to restock your medicine cabinet. The first thing we reach for, before we actually call the doctor or whatever, we are wanting to be able to go to our own medicine cabinet and find the things that we need. Now, in our medicine cabinet, what's supposed to be in there? Well, I'll just give you a couple of tips. You should definitely have some tea tree oil in there. Some tea tree oil. Tea tree is an antiseptic. And for cuts and bruises, scars, bites, stings, anything like that, tea tree oil is excellent You may know it as melaleuca. Melaleuca. That is tea tree oil. You definitely want to have that in your medicine cabinet. Witch hazel. I generally switch out witch hazel for alcohol because alcohol is really burning. It burns the skin, and although we think of it as an antiseptic and all that, the tea tree oil will help take care of that. And you want to use witch hazel because it's much gentler and it does not dry out the skin. So it helps it heal without so much scarring. And then when talking about scarring, you want to have some of our Oneness by Shifa toxin-free shea butter with the elixir in it. Now, every time I mention to people that I have shea butter, man, it's like, oh, I have shea butter, I got shea butter. Let me tell you something right here, right now. You have not experienced shea butter until you have experienced our Oneness by Shifa golden raw shea butter with elixir formula. You haven't, because the formulation of it is how I got rid of my eczema. You may have heard me tell that story. When I was 14, I had eczema. Don't have it no more. And but the shea butter helps with the scarring, and that's something you want to have just a little, maybe a 4-ounce jar in your medicine cabinet, so that you always have something to soothe on your skin in case of any type of injury. And it's excellent for sunburn. You know, we're coming up to the summer months now, and you want to make sure you are protecting your skin from the harmful rays of the sun. And shea butter, it has a natural SPF. It's a natural sunscreen. Hey, it grows on a tree in Africa. It's what the indigenous people of Africa have used on their skin for centuries, and then we wonder why we say, quote unquote, black don't crack. Well, think about how hot the sun is in certain parts of the continent of Africa and how beautiful the skin complexions are of the people. Shea butter is excellent for keeping your skin protected from the harmful rays of the sun. Oneness by Shifa. Now, we're talking about rebuilding your medicine cabinet. Now, something else you want to keep in your medicine cabinet is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is excellent for sinus headaches. It's great to help reduce fever. It will help to knock out a cough. Okay, so peppermint oil is something you want to have in your medicine cabinet. I also recommend some clay. Now you say, well, why would I want clay in my medicine cabinet? Because if you get a sting, you can put the clay on it, and the clay, because it's so drawing, it actually will draw the poison out of your skin from the bee or whatever it happens to be. I got stung by a yellow jacket a couple summers ago and put the clay on it. Started with the tea tree oil, put a little bit of lavender on there. That's the next thing you want to have in there. Put some clay on it, and it drew that poison right out of my hand and took the sting away. So that's why you want to have some clay in your medicine cabinet. Of course, the Oneness by Shifa is what I'm recommending because it's toxin free. It doesn't have any of the industrial chemicals in it that cause problems for us in our body when we think we are putting on something that's going to help us be more beautiful or make us smell good and all of that, the reasons why we use personal care products. So our Oneness by Shifa is what helps in making sure our body is toxin free, because this is about the oneness wellness lifestyle. Okay? Now, in your medicine cabinet, I recommend that you have some cornstarch and and this is a mixture. Cornstarch and baking soda is a natural deodorant, a natural talc. So you have something to freshen up with, and you just mix it together. It is 2 parts cornstarch and 1 part baking soda, and mix it together. You can put a little bit of the tea tree and some of the lavender in it and get yourself a powder puff. and it's an excellent deodorant and also a beautiful talc. So those are just some things. In our 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive, we're going to be going over even more of those things in terms of rebuilding your cabinet. We're going to be talking about healthy cooking ware, healthy cookware, right? And the kinds of appliances you want to have in your kitchen, because this is a transformation not just for you, but also for your home. And we are the sum total of all of our environment. So we want to make sure that everything in our environment speaks to the life that we are proclaiming and that we are professing and that we are living, right? So we want everything to be a reflection of what's going on the inside so that our outside is a beautiful manifestation of that. So the 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive that we're launching is just for that. Now, for more information, call 1-800-609-8157. You can go to the website. It's onennesslifestyles.com, onennesslifestyles.com, and the program, there are several coaching programs available, but right now I'm talking to you about our 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive. We're going to talk about how to redesign your home and your whole life for the best of health and happiness, because it's oneness, total, complete, comprehensive. I mean, you could understand why we're actually doing it, and you would call it holistic. Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. We've been talking a little bit about the skincare just because when you are changing around your life, when you are making the decision to do something different, you want to shift out anything that's poison in your house, not only in your foods. You know, we talk about foods all the time, and so you already get it about the things that cause mucus in your body is what's causing a lot of the problems that we have. And then there are other things that cause inflammation in our body and that are compromising our cellular structure. And so we have a whole line of nutritionals for cellular health. We have the natural skincare. We have the everything that you need to be doing for your health and your well-being. So we're talking about things that you shouldn't do, things that you may want to consider changing. And, you know, the whole thing about this is try it. Just try it. So when I say to you, let's look at cutting back on the dairy, right? And dairy means milk products, cheese. I know people hate the cheese part when I say don't eat the cheese. But it's dairy, cheese, ice cream is dairy. Okay, so just stop it for about 2 or 3 weeks and see how different your body feels. Now, one of the things that will happen is all of the mucus that's already accumulated in your body will begin to release. And so you'll get the stuffy nose and your ears may clog up. That is a sign of a dairy detox. That's a dairy detox. Your body is actually releasing it. That is such a good thing because in a dairy detox, you also release fat cells. So think about that. And so just try it out for, 2, 3 weeks, 7 days even, and see how you feel. Sugar, white sugar, refined sugar is another thing that we want to let go of. And I challenge you to the same. Let go of it for a week or two. Just see if you can, and you will see what a serious drug sugar is. You get sugar blues, which are headaches, and just what really boils down to a detoxification that kind of puts you in a cold sweat, if you will. I mean, it really is a withdrawal process when it comes to sugar, because sugar is really classified as a drug, in case you didn't know. All right, so, one of the very wonderful things in the last few minutes that we have here together is that I want to really talk about you identifying the hidden poisons in your life, the hidden poisons in your nutritionals. We talked about the magnesium stearate being a poison. It's what they put in the capsules. It's almost in every vitamin. Magnesium stearate is a poison, and they use it because it helps the powder flow more freely through the machinery to get it into the capsule, but is a known poison, and it prohibits, it inhibits, prevents your cells from being able to absorb the nutrition that you're trying to get from whatever it is, the vitamin or nutritional, the supplement that you're taking. And over time, it will totally clog up your cells and cause cellular death. And when you have cellular death, that means that you're aging prematurely, and your body really is moving toward death quicker than it normally would. So magnesium stearate is something that you want to eliminate from your intake. Some of the other things that you want to take a look at is aluminum pots and pans. Aluminum pots and pans cause aluminum to get into your system, and aluminum has been through research, aluminum has been associated with Alzheimer's disease. The accumulation of aluminum in the brain has been associated with Alzheimer's disease. So if you're using aluminum pots and pans and even aluminum foil, and that seemed to be like the hardest thing to really get rid of, because we're so used to using that Reynolds wrap, that aluminum foil, and on everything. We use it to cook. And it's cookout time, and there we go with the aluminum foil. And so we say, well, what should I use? Cast iron is excellent. Stainless steel has been recommended for a long time. I'm more partial nowadays to Corningware, to glassware, and to earthenware, pottery. Those are the things that are better for you, certainly much better than aluminum. And second to that is all that Teflon, the non-stick coating. When you cook in non-stick coating, that stuff comes off in your food and you're eating it. And then next to that is the microwave oven. I've gotten in more trouble with families by recommending that they get rid of their microwave, because we live in a snap, crackle, pop society. It's like push the button and it takes 2 minutes, and we stand there tapping our finger on it like it's taking too long. But the microwave oven is nuking the food. It takes out all of the nutritional content. And the reason why we are eating in the first place is for nutritional content. Okay? We want it to taste good, yes, and foods that are high in nutritional content can taste good, and it's just a different kind of learning curve. So we want to definitely take a look at and make a shift toward transforming our lives, our whole lifestyle, to this idea of wholeness, of oneness, this holistic, this oneness lifestyle in total health and healing. Because after all, we set goals for our business, we set goals for vacation, we set goals for everything else, and we don't set goals for how long we want to live, the kind of health and well-being we want to have from year to year. So as we're setting goals and moving toward this 90-day transformational lifestyle intensive, that's what it's going to help you do. So set a goal to participate so that you can set goals for what you want to look like by the time you're 60 or 70, how you want to feel, what kinds of activities you want to be participating in. It's so important that we have a plan. You may have heard this before. We fail because we plan, we don't, how does that go? Oh goodness. We don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. And so without a plan for your health and your well-being, like I said, we just throw it to the wind. So let's really talk about, in your own mind, throughout the day, after my voice is gone, and it's just you, and you may hear me as a reminder that you are wanting to begin to take a look at your whole life, your entire life, with regard to your well-being. And we're here to provide guidance and support and encouragement to help you get from where you are to where you say you want to be. If you're not feeling well in your body, that doesn't have to stay that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. We work with your mind, body, family, finances, and community. We help you wrap your mind all around that in a healthy way. This 90-day transformation is so that when you emerge, like the butterfly from the cocoon, at the end of this 90 days, you feel better, look better, have more energy, and your home is more congruent with who you say you are. And even if it's just your bedroom, maybe you don't have control over the whole house. Maybe it's just your bedroom and your choices of what you eat. It begins with that personal responsibility. Your healthy lifestyle is the choice you make. Let us help you set some goals and move toward that in a fun, easy kind of way so that you can live from now on with the health you choose to have. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I've been your host, and it's always my honor, privilege, and pleasure to serve you to your highest good. Go out and make it a great day. Take good care, and we'll see you next time.